You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days of Our Lives fans, I've got your weekly spoilers for August 25th through the 29th. Chad has got some serious doubts, and Gabi is playing really, really dirty. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not following us, please reach down, click that subscribe button. Let's get started on Monday, August 25th. It's season 60, episode 261 of the Peacock soap. And Kat is with Rafe, and she's filling him in, catching him up on things, giving him a clue about some stuff. This may be about Marlena going on leave from the hospital, more budget cuts at the hospital because of EJ. And while it's bad news for the hospital, it could be the perfect opportunity for Kat and Rafe. And we'll talk about that more in just a second. We also have Brady really angry at Kristen. Brady was blindsided that all of a sudden Kristen confesses to shooting her brother, and she doesn't want anybody to know. She talked to Marlena, she talked to EJ. She doesn't want anybody to know what Rachel did to keep that circle small. And you would think that Brady has the right to know since Rachel is his daughter, but I'm sure Kristen would probably like to have visitation and custody back when she's out of prison. So I just feel like that no matter what Brady said, she's probably not going to come clean. Rachel is completely crushed, and Marlena is comforting her. Obviously, Rachel's going to find out her mom is in jail. Kristen confessed to shooting EJ, and I just wonder if this might start to crack through Rachel's trauma amnesia, because she knows Kristen was upstairs in the shower and maybe the math isn't mathing when her little brain goes to work. Gwen gives Leo the cold shoulder again when they run into each other. I cannot imagine Gwen ever warming up to him again, but we'll see. Chad is suspicious, and EJ tries to throw off that suspicion. So they're at the mansion talking, and Chad tells EJ it just doesn't add up, this whole thing. And then EJ is reminding him, look, Kristen publicly confessed to shooting me. Why would she do it if she didn't pull the trigger? Tuesday, August 26th is season 60, episode 262 of Days of Our Lives. Abe has got a new job, and he tells Paulina about it. And I think it'd be cool if he decided to work with Steve Johnson. I mean, there's lots of options for Abe out there, but he has a past in law enforcement, and Steve lost his partner, and that might be kind of fun to see. Also this week, Paulina gets together with Jada, and I wonder if they are talking about this bizarre 11th hour Kristen confession. Not even 11th hour, like 11th hour and 59-minute confession. Belle has a warning for Phillip, and I wonder if she's kind of subtly giving him a heads up that Steve is looking into Titan. Plus, Ariana wants answers from her mom, Gabi, and it may be about Xander or about Phillip or about both, because she kissed the one, she had a dinner date with the other, and Ari probably wants to know what Gabi is up to. Jada runs into Alex, and things are awkward, and I wonder if Jada literally runs into him while he's running around in a toga or naked at their apartment, since he and Stephanie are constantly getting frisky ever since they started working on this book project. Plus, Stephanie and Xander get together to discuss her public relations plan for Titan. It was Alex that facilitated her taking that job, even though there was some questions about a conflict of interest since she's working for the hospital, and Xander was the other person bidding against EJ, but it looks like it's going to be fine. On Wednesday, August 27th, season 60, episode 263 of Days of Our Lives, Brady goes to see Steve over at the Black Patch office, and he tells him what he suspects. And Brady just has this gut feeling that Sophia is holding back, and he says, I don't think she's telling us everything that happened with the adoption. And he is going to talk about the whole gender thing with her saying her and then him, and then Sarah's reaction, like hearing that it was a girl, didn't jive with what she knew, but Sarah couldn't say anything because doctor-patient confidentiality. And Brady decided, because Sarah reminded him about that, that was some kind of indication of something hinky going on. So Steve is poking around online while Brady watches, and maybe they're looking into hospital records, maybe Steve has got access. I mean, he shouldn't have access to the adoption records, but we'll see. Kayla has a suggestion for Stephanie on Wednesday, and Holly and Tate run into Sophia, and it's surprising, and it could be because, remember, Tate said he was going to be working at the pub, and then Sophia asked for a job application. So, yeah, if Holly and Tate are there and Sophia is already working, then they're going to be a little stunned, and Holly's going to be quite suspicious. Plus, Alex makes an apology to Sarah, and I wonder if it's just about Xander and about the whole secret keeping that messed up their marriage, because he was keeping this secret too. But, you know, Alex isn't to blame, but he's a good guy, so obviously he doesn't want her to be heartbroken. On Thursday, August 28th, season 60, episode 264 of Days of Our Lives, we've got Sarah opening up to Marlena, and she's really venting, and it could be about the whole Sophia baby thing. Since Marlena is a doctor at the hospital as well, maybe she can talk to her under the doctor-patient veil and just tell her how much she wants to tell Brady. Or it could be about poor Rachel having to go through this whole Kristen attempted murder rap, like Sarah just maybe saying, I just feel so bad that this is what the little girl has to go through. Gabi decides to take care of something herself. She's going to take matters into her own hands. Phillip wakes up in bed with Gabi this week, and she says good morning, and he's kind of happy to see her there, but then Javi is grilling Gabi and wants to know what exactly is going on. And Gabi says she doesn't know where she stands with either of the men. And there's a little flashback to her kissing Xander. And I do wonder if Gabi is hiding from Javi that the reason she's doing all this is that dirty deal with Tony. And Belle does some bonding with Phillip. She has got a day off of work, and he wants to know what she's going to do. And they discuss playing hooky together, and they run off. But then, of course, he's in bed with Gabi this week, so that's pretty messy. Johnny and Chanel spend some romantic time together, but they're interrupted. And Xander gets some advice from Alex, probably about Sarah. On Friday, August 29th, it's season 60, episode 265 of Days of Our Lives. And Gwen lays into Leo, and Gwen's going to tell him to enjoy his happiness while it lasts. Leo talks to Chad at the Spectator office, and Leo says, in his opinion, this whole Kristen confession is way too convenient. Kat needs a job, but not really, because she has a job at the ISA, and she asks EJ to hire her, which is the perfect place for her to be since she is spying on him. Kayla drops a hint to Steve, and Holly chews out Sophia this week. She confronts her, and Holly tells the other girl that if she thinks she's going to steal Tate, she better think again. And Holly pulls Tate into a hot and steamy kiss right in Sophia's face at the pub. Brady gets news that disturbs him. It could be about the shooting or about the adoption. And Susan tells Marlena this week that whatever's going on with her has gotten even worse.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.